Surprise, surprise. Y'all already know what's going on. The Salt Shakers are here for Women's Wrestling Talk. We'll be discussing something that we don't get to talk about on the regular. Of course, WWE NXT Battleground is set, and we have all the results. And I know, I can't wait to hear what Santana says. So,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
That's right, you guys. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Of course, the Salt Shakers are in the building because we are discussing NXT Battleground. Last time I was here for NXT was for Stand and Delivered, the whole WrestleMania weekend. So, everything that transpired there. But tonight was Battleground for NXT. They were in Boston. Cannot never say the correct name of that damn state, and I refuse to ever try in my entire life again, because it's definitely a tongue twister. But they were in Boston tonight for Battleground. There's a lot of things that transpired tonight. New champions emerged, a lot of feuds and factions coming together that would have never even crossed my mind. By no means necessary, but we're not going to waste too much of your time here. We're going to go ahead and get started within the show. We open up tonight's show with the North American Triple Threat Championship match happening between Wesley, who's your current champion, Tyler Bate, and Joe Gacy. This match opened up the show, and it did exactly that. It opened up Battleground. This was a battle between these three guys gunning for that one title, and that was the North American Championship. And throughout this entire match, there were amazing spots that were happening. From Tyler Bate, I want to put an S on his name. You know how black people put an S on everything. From Tyler Bate,
like Kroger's.
like literally. So Tyler Bate and the sequence that he did when he did the big spin with Wesley and having Joe Gacy on his shoulders, it was an amazing spot too. Wesley jumping over Joe onto the side of Joe Gacy and landing on Tyler Bate outside of the ring. I mean, there were so many things happening. Joe Gacy doing a suicide dive onto Wesley and Tyler Bate. And I think a lot of people, I know we don't really see Joe Gacy in the ring that often, but he is absolutely amazing. Whenever he steps to the ring, he does an absolute amazing job. But these three guys literally killed it tonight. But like I said, there was that overflip that Wesley did over onto Tyler Bate, and I mean it was really close to the point where I thought maybe Gacy would have probably taken this, because it's kind of taking Tyler out of the situation. But unfortunately, Wesley is still your North American champion. And honestly, I thought maybe he would have lost, but and I know that we've had conversation about how, like, man, his reign, sometimes I forget he was even a champion when he first won it. I forgot he was champion. They're not really giving him any matches. They're not really giving him any opponents. But I have to take that back, because every time Wes has had to defend this title, he's winning against some amazing opponents. Stand Delivered to me is still amazing match that he had there. And even with this triple threat here tonight, I'm glad that Tyler did not take the pin, honestly, because it could still continue a feud between Tyler and Wesley.
Absolutely.
So
I know. I personally thought it was going to be Gacy. I thought they were going to put it on Joe Gacy.
Yeah, I could see that, but then he took the pin tonight. So I mean, somebody had to take the pin.
Well,
it could have been a champion. It could have been Tyler. It just happened to be
Tyler.
Nah, he was taken out of the equation. Honestly, and then that, I mean, like that, Joe Gacy was going to go into his finisher, but Wesley caught him, with his finisher, and then that was it. It was done for the count. So shout out to Wesley for retaining his title, child. I don't know who's next in line. Maybe him and Tyler Bate running back for another pay-per-view that could be happening, or maybe on a live television show. Who knows? We'll probably have to check out and see what happens this coming Tuesday for NXT. We move on here because Noam Dar, who is fairly new over into NXT, the stateside, he's been holding it down on NXT UK for a while now, especially holding this NXT here UK Heritage Cup that was pretty much started back in NXT. He took on Dragon Lee in a basically for the Heritage Cup. Now, I know a lot of people are not really too familiar with the Heritage Cup or the rules. They're very different. You may think it's like a best 2 out of 3 falls. It's like that, but not in a sense. So basically here's the rules here. Once a fall occurs, the round ends. Winning 2 falls equals a victory. A DQ or a KO ends the match. Whoever leads after 6 rounds win. So you get it's 6 to 3 minutes rounds, 20-second breaks between rounds, 2 out of 3 falls. Falls equals pinfall submissions or countouts. And those are the rules of basically on how to win this Heritage Cup that Noam Dar has actually been holding for currently as of right now 275 days. He's been holding this. He really has no choice because he doesn't necessarily have to defend it over in NXT UK because NXT UK is no more. But now he's over into the state side of NXT. He has a lot of other competitors he can go up against and actually defend that cup against. But nonetheless, Noam Dar ended up getting the first victory. And then they end up tying it. Dragon Lee tied it with him eventually as well. So there was 1-1. They only did another pinfall between these two to get the victory. These two went absolutely dumb. Like Dragon Lee is like, he won it. Yeah, he did win it when NXT UK shut down. So he's been holding it for a while. Honestly, I mean, this is his second time actually winning it, and he in both times that he's won it, he's had over 200 days of holding it. So these two did an amazing job. I know when we did our predictions, I went for Noam Dar to win this, and you went for Dragon Lee because I mean Dragon Lee is fairly new here, and he's really been showcasing that he is perfectly fit for the NXT brand. But what's crazy is that even before this match even started, we did see some backstage stuff happening because Noam Dar has Mensa on his side, but Dragon Lee came out with Nathan Frazier. You know what I'm saying? So there's obviously a lot of connection here going on, but Mensa tried to interfere in the best way that he could, and Nathan Frazier, that man is like the Flash. He moves like the speed of light. Quickly, he eliminated, you know what I'm saying? He eliminated Mensa from out of the distraction of it and everything like that. So he couldn't do absolutely anything. But what they didn't know was that Noam Dar recently had a little interaction between Jakara and Lash Legend this past Tuesday.
Yep.
But we didn't think that they would even come out here to assist Noam Dar with winning this match at all whatsoever. I mean, Jakara being a distraction to the ref, Lash coming in from the other side of the apron and hitting Dragon Lee in the back with that can or whatever, and basically assisting Noam Dar with keeping his Heritage Cup. Now, this is something I can kind of get behind.
This looks like a true faction.
Of course.
I think it was a great way to bring Jakara and Lash into this pay-per-view. We saw what happened with Zoe Starks and Trish, and I think that they're utilizing the women even if it doesn't make sense right now. It's gonna make sense. Like, look at how many women are being involved. Ava, she's a
Schism.
Yeah, she's been doing her thing. Rhea's been running Judgment Day. We're starting to see a lot of the focal point be with the women, even with Indy and Candice LeRae, with the way. Like, I thought this was very important because Jakara comes out first.
Yeah.
And of course you're expecting Lash, but it goes to show like who really they really are the brains and the beauty of NXT. And then being together, I think is great. I was not expecting this at all. I know we talked briefly about their interaction Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
about them having this. But wow, like this looks so believable. Um, and shout out to Mr. Dar for man, this shot is just amazing. I'm really captivated, and
No.
it just looks like a very happy family. So
Noam Dar is for the black people. I'll tell you
he
that.
definitely is, absolutely.
He's for the blacks. Shout out to that.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to that king.
thank you, King.
Shout out to that king. But yeah, so this is absolutely everything. I'm excited to see they did get some few words with Mackenzie, which we'll definitely get into as that time comes. Okay. We get here before Dragunov and Dijak and a last man standing match.
Match of the night,
Like
easily.
there is no way anyone could tell me that they will put a match over these two this for this weekend wise. For this pay-per-view wise too though.
Yeah,
This match here takes it. These guys are truly some of the two men I would probably never wanted to be in the ring with if I was given the opportunity to. I would pass it in any way that I can. Honestly, they truly gave it to each other from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring. Some the weapons being involved, the kendo stick actions, like it was the pain, the chops. These guys hit really hard, man. Like it was to the point where basically this was this was more so like Dragunov truly getting his revenge from Dijak and all the shit that he really put him through and did to him over the course of the weeks leading up to this last man standing match. Um, these men, like I said, they really put their bodies on the line in so many different ways. I can't even like imagine. But it was only going to be one winner here, and it just happened to be Dragunov. Dragunov stands tall after this last man standing match because Dijak could not get back on his feet after Dragunov hit his finisher. I don't want this to end between them though.
yeah.
I feel like
No,
there's
I don't.
more that they could create with these two. But honestly, truly, you are looking at the guy who could be ending Gunther's reign as IC champion.
Yeah,
To be honest, it's just a matter of time when Dragunov makes his way over to Monday Night Raw. And Gunther has went through everybody, and then out comes Dragunov, the man to beat that man for that IC title. I this match left me speechless in so many different ways, and of course, Double or Nothing was happening around the same time this was, so I was split screening.
yes.
We're trying to keep literally split screening through the entire thing, trying to keep up with everything that's happening for Battleground. Also watching and seeing what's happening over
Yeah.
on Double or Nothing and everything like that because it is aired at the same time. But this
And
match
we
here,
have Al at the media scrum right now.
we do. Al is Aisha with her, or is just Al?
I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know she was saying that everyone was asking her questions. So I'm over here trying to send her some questions. So
Mhm.
fingers
Well,
crossed.
shout out to Al holding down at the media scrum. Shout out to you, quick thing. Shout out to the Dynamite Dolls showing
Yeah.
out at
Yes.
during AEW Double or Nothing weekend. If you checked out our social media, you may have seen them conversing with Ty Valkyrie and a few others as well, getting some amazing moments with each other and stuff like that. So definitely check those out too. Also, if you don't know, there is an interview out as of right now with Jay Cargill, CEO TK, our boss, interviewed that woman, and it was really good. They talked about a lot of things. You could tell the connection of the culture, the West Indian culture, and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen that interview, definitely go and check that out. It did drop on today. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't already. But yes, and also shout out to Aisha. She was there as well alongside of Dynamite Dog. So shout
Yes.
out to those three for doing their thing this weekend. And yeah, Women's Right Talk is all over the place, guys. If you haven't known that by now, we're at Double or Nothing. We're also at home virtually, doing what we got to do. But yeah, so this match was cool. I hope you guys definitely enjoyed it. I hope that this does not be the end of Dijak and Dragunov feud. No.
I doubt it.
But so here, shout out to Mackenzie because she looked absolutely she did that. She really did. But there was a big celebration happening between these guys right here. And I mean, I'm pretty sure the celebration is going to continue this Tuesday on NXT. All right. So what I was hoping for was new champions to say. The Creed brothers took on the Gallus for the NXT Tag Team Champions. And me personally, I am not a big fan of the Gallus at all whatsoever. Not the biggest fan of them. By no means necessary. I was hoping and rooting for the Creed brothers to win these tag titles. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way, in a sense. And there's only one woman to blame. Ava, I get it. You know, you have your issues with Ivy now, but your issues with Ivy now caused the Creed brothers to lose their titles. Because you came out here being a distraction, getting involved, and doing all these damn sneak attacks. I need you to go do something else. For real. Because that woman already choked you out on Tuesday. So now you're going to come out here and cause the Creed brothers the tag titles because they could have won those easily. They boys showed out like they always do. Like you can't tell me otherwise that the Creed brothers did not deserve to win those tag titles tonight.
I was screaming.
Calling that woman a witch is crazy. But yeah, like she didn't.
Yeah,
no, I didn't. But that woman is the cause, the issue of this happening. And I'm
what I will say is this goes to show how much people like Shawn Michaels and Triple H care about women. There was something going on with the women all night long. Whether it was a match, whether it was an interaction, whether it was just being prevalent in a feud. That's one thing that I really like about this. So I feel like it needed to happen, but I still think let's start changing the writing. We can still. What would have been so great is Ava would have came out and attacked Ivy now, and Creed brothers still would have got the victory. So not only do you get a feud between Ava and Ivy, of course, and then their interaction of having the women be more prominent, but then you get a surprise victory on top of all of that. So you have to take all of that in. I just think from a producer standpoint, that would have been the great way to go with Creed. But I understand they're trying to build this new tag, and it's just not working for me. I just, yeah, creeps.
I get it. I mean, like, yeah, you know, they had their thing going on over in NXT UK. They've been the NXT UK tag titles over there. They've done a lot of things, you know, and they have their runs and stuff like that going on over in the UK and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'd been interesting that they had, you know, Alicia Taylor to do Bianca's drum solo over in Saudi, but unfortunately, she couldn't be in two places at one time. But yeah, so yeah, let's did continue this reign as NXT Tag Champions, and I'll be happy with the day that they lose these titles. So of course we also got this here because the anonymous attacker has been attacking all of the women of NXT, whether it's in the parking lot, whether it's at live shows, whether it's outside of hotel rooms, whether you in your bathroom taking a dump, bitch, you're gonna get attacked. You're gonna get jumped somehow, some way. And so the person finally says that they're going to reveal who they are this Tuesday. A lot of people think that it could be Aaliyah James. Some people want it to be Blair Davenport. I personally want it to be Blair Davenport.
Yeah.
And honestly, truly, I personally can't even tell you exactly who it could be.
Yeah, I've seen Mandy Rose,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is hilarious.
I mean, she was hanging out with some of the NXT girls this past over the weekend, so
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, but I guess we'll come Tuesday we'll find out uh exactly who is this anonymous attacker that has been attacking all of the women of NXT. Also,
Mm.
surprise, NXT, the Great American Bash, their premium live event will be taking place Sunday, July 30th at Cedar Park, which is outside of Austin, Texas, basically. And Salt Shakers will be in
In
attendance.
the building.
We
Period.
will be we will
Period.
be attending NXT, the Great American Bash.
Wow.
This will be our first NXT show
Ever.
that we'll be going to ever.
Ever.
I have been trying and have been wanting to go to an NXT show
Yeah,
for the longest.
we're
I
gonna
can't necessarily get to, down to Florida like that to go to a taping.
yeah.
So, but because I will be in Texas during that weekend, I'm glad they really thought of me to do that. Because honestly, I thought maybe they would have probably done around SummerSlam weekend because SummerSlam is literally the week after.
It is.
So kind of interesting. So I'm cool with it. I'm excited. I'm ready to go to my first NXT show.
Yeah.
Um, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have a good time. Honestly.
All right. I had to do
All
it
right.
one time. I had to do it
All
one
right. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a commercial break before we really, really dive into this because we really, 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 really. Nickie got so excited she turned the damn camera off.
Nut.
We're gonna take a commercial break before we dive into this because this is truly what we've all have been waiting for.
Hey peeps, TK Trinidad here, boss lady of Women's Wrestling Talk. And I want to say thank you so much for watching because you've got millions of options. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharing your password to check us out. But while you're here, hopefully you know we have so many more shows to watch, like Turnbuckle Glam, Raw Post Show, WoW Post Show, AEW Dynamite Post Show, Women's Wrestling Army Post Show, NXT Post Show, Impact Wrestling Post Show, AEW Rampage and SmackDown Live Post Show, On the Scroll, ROH Post Show, WWT Live, plus all of our interviews with the hottest women's wrestlers in the game. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website at www.talkpod.com and follow us on all social media platforms at www.talkpod and make sure to spread the word. That means send this to the group chat. Yes, even the person with the green bubble. Thanks again so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Nice.
My boy.
Hayes.
You get a 2-for-1 special over tonight.
Because listen, I didn't know. I
I mean,
But
well,
I knew. I knew, but I had my trigger ready anyway. So it played after that. Oh my god! Like
it's a 2-for-1 special.
it's
All
really
right.
time, Santana.
It is Tiff time. It is Tiffy time. Honestly, okay, so let's get into it. So you know how we pretty much got here. Indy Hartwell, of course, she won the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver. Fortunately, because of her being called up, not only being called up, but also because she has the injury as well, she had to vacate that title. Of course, we know that at the end that she going up to the main roster that same night, ended up in a big brawl with all of the women of NXT. So we were told that they were going to be having basically a tournament to see who will become the new NXT Women's Champion. We've had the likes of JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Kiana James, Cora J, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, and Roxanne Perez and Gigi Dolan to all be in this tournament. All the other women have failed, and we were left with Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton in our finals.
Should have been
A lot of
Cora.
us wanted to be Cora.
Should have been
But
Cora.
I told y'all that Cora was going to be screwed out of this.
You
I
did.
knew that Cora was going to be screwed
You did.
out of this somehow, some way. It just never seems to fail. They're going to make Cora work her ass off to get to that damn title.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like it's going to be. Yeah, 8 women who impressed
All of
everybody
them.
that was in it. They did very, very
All of them.
all of them did an amazing job working their way up to get to this tournament. But we knew that at least one would make it, and it just happened to be Tiffany Stratton.
I will say that I knew Tiffany would make it more than I knew that Cora would. I'll say that. I knew Tiffany would. It made me a little nervous when she did have to go up against Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like I said, Roxanne has been in this picture a lot of times, and it's different in situations where you don't have anyone else to put the strap on. There's literally like 8. Any of these 8 women could have easily could have won, but I think Cora was screwed over again, and I think she's gonna. We know she's probably gonna be the first competitor. Let's just be honest. She has to get straight back. So
it's a must. I mean, she has to be. There's no way around it. But obviously, I mean, so around it.
She ain't that.
She looks good. Like I just say, both of these women look good. Tiffany
They
looked
look
good.
great.
Lyra looked good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You see, she had the brace on her leg because of what Cora did to her after the match that they had. So like, yeah, what's it gonna? She was like, bitch, you gonna leave with a souvenir after you done whoop my ass in this damn match, and I was supposed to win.
Yeah.
So, but these women, they put on a really, really nice match. The crowd was heavily into it
Yeah.
throughout the entire time. Not once did I think that Lyra would have won, but you know, sometimes WWE likes to pull those strings where they do a little
Girl.
switcheroo and make you feel like, oh, it's Tiffany, it's Tiffany, it's Tiffany. All eyes are on Tiffany. The spotlight is on Tiffany. Tiffany's gonna be the one to win, and then boom, a Valkyrie girl win it. Like what? No,
They'll
they
do
did
it.
not do that. But
They'll
they
do
would. They would, but they did not do that. Tiffany did a great job taking advantage of Lyra's knee and everything that was pretty much already pre-damaged. I mean, she's worked on that leg the entire majority of the match, to be honest. And there was on multiple occasions where this was perfect. Honestly, this was like a perfect shot. Let's start there. Perfect execution where Lyra could have like tapped out if she wanted to. The leg was really all Tiffany had control of throughout the entire match.
Look at the form.
The form is crazy. It's perfect. It's perfect. The form is crazy. But Lisa say, even when Tiffany did go off the first time to do the prettiest moonsault ever, she missed. She missed. And she had to run it back again. Because even Laura couldn't even do her spin kick that she could because her leg was just not, she wasn't able to stand on it.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
She wasn't able to stand on it, which led to Tiffany running it back with the prettiest moonsault ever to become your new NXT Women's Champion. So shout out to Tiffany Stratton for becoming the new NXT Women's Champion, which we knew would happen all along. And she even got the okay and acknowledgement from Charlotte Flair, the woman that she said inspired her, that she admires, and that she hopes to step into the ring with one day.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, those dragon screws are nasty.
Tiffany Stratton is the future. Okay. We've been very adamant about this. I know she had a lot of callback and a lot of pushback with her braids and, you know, other things going on. People not really believing in her wrestling, not seeing the growth. However, I think tonight, and even the match that she put on with Roxanne, because I'm going to be honest, I think the match between her and Roxanne was a little better only because no one was injured. And I love that match. I think it was great. Valkyria, I always butcher her name, but what she did even with the injury is to, you have to call attention to that as well. But listen, we had an agenda here. things have not gone our way all weekend for the most part, but this is on the up and ups. Tiffany Stratton is the new. There's so many people that has held that championship, from Sasha Banks to Bailey to Mandy Rose to Io Sky. And I mean, just so many different people. Raquel, Charlotte holding it twice, Shayna holding it twice. There's so much legacy, even in the more recent days. The recent weeks of a Roxanne Perez, and a, and an
Thank you,
Indy.
Trish.
She would never last in NXT.
You should have been here last night, Dwayne.
Yeah, it was awful. But no, Tiffany seriously deserved every bit of this, and I think that the naysayers and the haters are just going to be able. I saw some comments like, "Oh, anything to make Tiffany look good, anything to push the agenda." Duh. That's what we're here for. We want a champion who we feel like is more than just believable. She's a great heel. She's a great champion already in her own right because of what she did to get here. I think this is going to be a great solidified reign. Pray to God she's still holding July 30th so I can see this woman beat the shit out of Cora Jade. Even though I love Cora, I love you, Cora. I want you to win, but I know she's going to beat the shit out of you. I know they're going to go crazy. Cora, you might beat the shit out of Tiffany too, but baby, let me say something. Tiffany was not here to mess around. Gear, hair, everything looks great. She reminds me of a baby Charlotte. She reminds me of someone who is very hungry and is not going to allow anyone to, let me not say anyone. Let me say anything, because people make a lot of rude comments a lot about her face and how she looks or whatever. None of that's going to stop it, because at the end of the day, come Tuesday, you're going to have to respect this woman when she walks into NXT as the new and first time for her career holding the title here in WWE. She is the WWE NXT Women's Champion, and I, I screamed so loud. Like, I know people were looking at me like I'm crazy, but yeah, and this was a great, I think this was great before the main event too, to have this, to be honest. So congratulations, Tiffany, and congratulations to all 8 women who are in this bout to get to the championship. Putting on the Indy was, I can tell you exactly where I was when she won. I was walking down WrestleCon and I screamed once again so loud. Santana's like, they put the belt on Indy. I couldn't believe it, because I wanted to go to the show, but I wanted to go to WrestleCon too. But man, just a great Roxanne, Indy. I'll put Mandy in there. Mandy, Roxanne, Indy, now Tiffany. Top four. Top four. Great what they're doing. And yeah. Cora J's around the corner, Tiffany. So be careful. Please.
Right. Don't mind me. I am triple working right now. Kind of like doing some recap articles
Okay, listen, we
basically.
about to get out of here.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up right quick because we gotta get to the main event of NXT Battleground, you guys. Like, all right. Braun Breaker, the orange bitch, versus my man, Carmelo Hayes. I am him, of course, NXT champion. Still NXT champion. Okay, yeah, I was very stressed out, honestly, because we know how rematches are.
Mhm.
I found that out last night
Oh God.
with
Please.
Bianca and Asuka and how that transpired. He does not miss. But this match here, I was worried a bit. I was, because Braun does have a new gimmick. No.
Oh,
Dwayne, Dwayne, listen, we're on the same page for the thank you, Trish. But when it comes to Melo, we're not, okay?
Child.
I don't want to have us to get in the square circle.
My
Okay?
man.
So freaking of that, I gotta get that man picture printed out and put him up here.
That we gotta get that. We gotta get that video, and we gotta get that video of Sasha Banks yelling, "I won!"
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
I
Yeah.
actually had that video, but I don't know what I did with it.
I don't.
I
Have the
probably can
clip,
find
and
it again.
I don't know where the clip is. I think it's on a stand page, but they post so much shit, so it would be hard.
No,
But
I'm pretty sure we could probably find it.
we can find it. Yeah.
Yeah, but this match
Oh,
here, it was really good. Honestly, I think I definitely enjoyed a lot of it. Like I said, I was stressed because, like I said, Braun has this heel turn that he's done, and we know how they do when it comes to people who are changing their characters and things like that. They like to sometimes end up putting a strap on them, and I was worried that they would probably do that to Melo and let Braun win his title again. Thank God they did not. But these guys, they have so much chemistry in this match. It just in matches in general, from them being on a mic to them actually stepping into the ring with each other, the chemistry is up to the roof. And I knew that eventually at some point we would get to this point where the agenda was Braun versus Melo. But we did not know exactly that Melo would be the face in this situation and Braun would be the heel. Like a lot of people are behind Melo. For me wise, I don't hear or see any negative comments when it comes to Carmelo Hayes.
I've
I
never
don't.
seen anyone say anything bad about that man. I've never seen anyone say they're tired of him or
Mhm.
like upset with him. I've never seen anyone say they don't like him. I've never seen anyone say he's a bad wrestler. Only thing I've ever heard people say is his like they try to talk about his mic skills, but they're not that
Mhm.
bad. So that's nothing that, I think what pisses me off is Trick. Trick pisses me off more than anything. I think he's an idiot and I think I think Melo does not need a talker for himself. I get it.
Mhm.
It makes you look a certain way, but I think Melo needs to break free from Trick. And I also and I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but I
Yeah,
think it's time for a gimmick change from Melo because this is not a gimmick. This is a real life. This is him.
it's really
He
him.
he walks and talks like this every day. He reminds me so much of Ricky Starks.
Well, I don't
As
know
far as
because
his character.
when I look at his interviews and stuff like that, his voice is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Like his voice is a lot deeper. He seems to be a lot more chill. You
I
know.
think that he should do something that's like, and I don't want to say like a reverend or anything
Mhm.
like that, but I think that Mello should do something like very similar to what Seth did with the
Mhm.
Messiah. I don't know
Yeah.
how to like I can't say it into words, but I
Mhm.
want him to be able to have like we should be able to look back at Mello 5 years from now and realize like how
Yeah.
many characters he had, how much history he had. I still stand by what I said when I feel like he needs to be pushed up immediately,
Mhm.
but maybe I recant that a little bit because I know him being champion is what's needed the most. Like Tiffany, Mello, champions right now. This is a
Yeah.
great look. This is a great look. And I think Braun can actually he could show up Monday and attack Seth. But
That is true. That is true. I actually don't put anything past that.
a
Honestly, if they
wild
wanted to
show,
go that route,
I have to say it.
we all know now. We also now too. They will start the hardcore cage match. Is that the one that's with Gigi and JC that's in that match? Yeah, I think that's Gigi and JC that's in that hardcore cage match.
Maybe.
Does Braun get called up after SummerSlam?
I think
I
it's
don't know.
immediate.
I
I
mean,
think he's money
possible.
in the bank. I think he's in money in the bank. I think him and Roxanne are pushed immediately. Like I mean like and when I say immediately, I think they will both be in money in the bank. Easily.
That's possible.
Easily. Cuz Roxanne, let's just be honest, babe. You and Braun have kind of done what y'all have to do. I said this about Mello, but Mello's still a champion, so I'll recant that in saying that he has been carrying this promotion on his back. But let me tell you something. Roxanne and Braun, y'all can get moved up because
Hmm.
y'all are good. Y'all are great in the ring. Y'all are good with the fan base. Once,
Now,
once
Dwayne, how is that our man, but you can't spell his name right?
it's given.
Cause I'm about to fall on your ass in a minute now. I'm about to have a problem. But a redo of MVP's first run. It's
I'm coming. Nobody can stop me. Hey, let me tell you something. Bruh. They did that man dirty. I'm coming.
But what's crazy is that Melo does remind me of a young MVP though.
Yeah,
Like it does remind me of a young MVP. If they wanted to go that route, it would be cool. But I would love to see MVP involved sometimes.
I hate to say better.
Yeah, but I would love to see MVP involved some type of way.
Yeah,
I mean they've trained together before.
MVP and Matt Hardy were doing their thing in their feud. No lie,
they were. It was a good time.
Yeah, good time.
It was. But yeah, so Melo did retain his title, of course, because I mean he's him, and Braun, you're not. So point blank period.
And according to Santana, you an orange bitch.
Very much so.
So
move along.
What else is going on?
Oh, San Juan, Puerto Rico. ¿De qué quieren hablar?
Hands down, best moment of 2023 for me.
Yeah. What else is going on? And before we get out of here, of course, you already know we gotta ask the people. Honey.
What about the divas? Come on! Yeah. What about the divas?
What about talking
about? What? No divas tonight? Like what?
I mean, well, Trish isn't on the show, so I mean, like, but once again, thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you for tuning in to Women's Wrestling Talk. Okay. But now shout out to Melo though.
Yeah, shout out to him. Let's just look at that man, because God help me. All right.
I'm not looking at him because I do you. How?
You do me like
him
what?
like I do Trey.
It's okay. Because I close my eyes.
I don't blame you. You know what? Now that he got a girlfriend, I kind of close my eyes too. So, I want to be respectful at least because I love her. And I say love deeply. Like, I love Ashley. I think she's absolutely amazing. I think her and Trey together warms my heart because I just know that they feed off each other's energy. They love each other and they're, so Melo, I don't know who's Melo's dating or none of that. So, oh, shit. Damn. Oh. Oh, we gotta go.
Well, there was one more at Double Up there. I can't wait to get the Dynamite thoughts on the BCC band with the lead singer. Child, listen, I can tell you right now, I don't know who approved that because like I said, I was watching Double Nothing. I don't know who approved that, but I'm glad that what the boy's name is?
BCC.
What the boy's
Arc
name
or
is?
whatever.
Child,
don't give me the line, honey. I was only there for Jade and the Ski Wee and the AKA.
Matt and Jack kick them boys in the face. Hit that man in the face. Girl, I drew a blank on their names, what they call them.
Yeah, me too. With that being said, though, all of everything that you get from AEW Double or Nothing will be on Wednesday, so make sure you check out the Dynamite Dolls for that. Later today, if you're on the Central Time, but if you're not, then it will be tomorrow. On Monday, Memorial Day, we will have a special episode of the aftermath of the aftermath of Night of Champions on Monday Night Raw. We have some.
How is that a special episode?
Because it's a holiday.
Yep.
Well, it's a holiday to them.
Okay.
My stomach just growled. Well, y'all know where y'all can find Driune. Listen, we have Jade Cargill interview with our CEO dropping on Wednesday. I have an interview here at Women's Wrestling Talk with Big Mama. I can't wait for y'all to see it. We'll also be having an interview drop with the Kiki WWE on Instagram. She is a young high schooler on the rise and a Black woman in wrestling. So we talked about some things with her. Short interview. we're really getting to know her as she runs the ropes at Nightmare Factory. Thursday night, we have a very fun episode because we will get to see what happened at some of the stuff that happened with Impact Wrestling Under Siege Fallout. Of course, we are gearing up for Summer Sizzle. We have a lot on the calendar, including June 23rd, 24th, Summer Sizzle. July 8th, the Salt Shakers will be at PW Revolver as they come to Texas for the first time. And then, of course, newly announced July 30th, as we close out the NXT show, we will be at the Great American Bash for the first time together. Our first NXT show together.
Mhm.
So make sure you check us out if you are in the Cedar Park area. Austin, I don't think you're ready. The flights, y'all need to bring them down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all I'm asking. And then I'll be in Detroit holding it down for the Salt Shakers. Actually, I'll be there with TK. We're going to be doing some work in the field. Can't wait. I'll be doing some stuff with King Coley too, so make sure you check that out. And then come August the 20th, we will be flying to Philly. I'm saying it now. We will be flying to Philly. Santana will get on her first plane ride. We will be going to the building of all buildings in wrestling, the 2300 building, of course, in Philly, Multiverse United 2. So make sure you check that out. But thank you for all of the support. If you are listening, thank you for listening to us on your favorite podcast. It's not always just about the visual, but we also want to make sure we're giving a good support to our listeners as well for playing us and rewinding us and, the whole shebang. So make sure you watch all of our interviews out. Make sure you watch all the post shows for this week. Monday's pretty loaded with WoW and also Monday Night Raw. And then see what the girls have to say about NXT. Their NXT post show will air on Thursday. So make sure you check that out. A lot of stuff going on. Other than that, shout out to Santana for holding it down for us tonight. I know she could not wait to talk about Mello. Love to see it. Love to hear it. With that being said, until next time, you've been tuned into Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And if you want to know what our CEO says at the end, go watch the news tomorrow. I didn't say it. See?
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.